Lieutenant Samantha Winters opened her eyes slowly. Her head hurt badly. The last thing she remembered was her patrol ship near the edge of human space. There had been a bright light, then nothing. She tried to move but found her wrists were locked to the metal table she lay on. The room around her was strange, smooth gray walls with no windows. This was not a human-made place. "Subject is awake," said a cold, mechanical voice. Sam turned her head to see a tall, thin creature. It had pale blue skin and huge black eyes. It wore something like a lab coat and held a device that glowed with strange symbols. "Where am I?" Sam asked, her voice rough. "Who are you?" The alien didn't answer. It pressed something on its device, and Sam's restraints opened. Two large, muscular aliens entered the room. They had rough orange skin and 4 arms each. They grabbed Sam and pulled her to her feet. "Move," one growled in broken English. They led her through a series of halls. Sam tried to memorize the path, but there were too many turns. Finally, they reached a large door that slid open to reveal a massive room. Sam gasped. The room was huge, bigger than any stadium on Earth. In the center was what looked like a fighting arena. Around it were thousands of seats filled with aliens of all kinds. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange Sam couldn't even guess what they were. "Deiko." Guards pushed Sam toward a tall platform where a creature waited. It stood nearly 8 feet tall and looked like a giant insect with a hard green shell. Its many eyes turned to look at her. "Welcome, human," it said, its voice surprisingly smooth. "I am Director Vorzath of the Galactic Sportsmen's Guild. You are now part of the Crucible." "The what?" Sam asked. "What is this place? Why am I here?" Vorzath made a clicking sound that might have been a laugh. "The Crucible is the greatest arena in the galaxy. Here, champions from all worlds fight for glory, wealth, and survival." Sam's stomach turned. "I'm not interested in fighting for your entertainment. Your interest is not required, only your participation," Vorzath said. "Humans are physically weak compared to most species, but you occasionally produce warriors of surprising skill. You will represent your species here." "And if I refuse?" Sam asked. Vorzath's eyes narrowed. "Then we find another human, and another, until one agrees to fight. How many of your people would you like us to take?" Sam clenched her fists. "That's kidnapping. Earth doesn't know we exist," Vorzath cut in. "Your people think their fighters go missing, in accidents. They have no idea about our operation." A new voice spoke from behind Sam. "Don't waste your breath, human. No one leaves the Crucible except as a champion or a corpse." Sam turned to see a tall, lizard-like creature with red scales and yellow eyes. It wore simple black clothing that showed off its powerful muscles. "I am Krell," it said. "I've been here 5 seasons." "What exactly happens here?" Sam asked. Vorzath gestured to the arena. "It's simple. You fight 7 matches against champions of increasing skill. Win all 7, and you earn your freedom. Additionally, your planet will receive amnesty from our recruitment for 100 Earth years." Sam's mind raced. "And if I lose?" "Then you die," Krell said flatly. "And they find another human." Vorzath nodded. "Your predecessor lasted 3 matches. Not bad for a human." Sam felt sick. She wasn't just fighting for herself, but for Earth. If she refused or failed, they would just take more humans. "I'll show you to the training area," Krell said. "You'll need it." As they walked away from Vorzath, Sam noticed other fighters watching her. Most looked at her with either pity or hunger, like predators eyeing easy prey. "Why are you helping me?" she asked Krell. "I'm not," Krell replied. "The director assigned me to train you. He wants you to last at least as long as the last human. Better entertainment that way." They entered a large room filled with strange exercise equipment and weapons. Several aliens were training, their movements fast and deadly. "This is the training pit," Krell said. "You'll live here between matches." A shimmering figure approached them. It looked almost human, but was made of swirling blue energy contained within a roughly human shape. "So, this is the new human," the energy being said, its voice like distant music. I am Nyx. Don't trust Nyx, Krell whispered. Don't trust anyone here. When is my first fight? Sam asked. 3 days, Krell said. Your opponent is Dracor of the Vorn Imperium. 4 arms, twice your strength, trained since birth to kill. He's never lost to a lesser species. Sam swallowed hard. Can I see records of previous human fighters? Maybe learn from their mistakes? Krell looked surprised. Smart, yes, I can show you the archives. In her small cell that night, Sam watched holographic recordings of the previous human fighters. They were brave but unprepared. They fought like humans against creatures nothing like humans. That was their mistake. Sam touched the small Earth Defense Corps insignia hidden inside her boot. Her training had prepared her to adapt, to improvise. These aliens expected a certain kind of fight from her. She would give them something completely different. Later, as she examined the standard fighting gear she'd been given, Sam noticed small flaws she could exploit. With her engineering background, she could make modifications the arena supervisors might not detect. I need to survive 7 fights, she whispered to herself. Not just for me, but for Earth. In the darkness of space, billions of alien eyes were waiting to watch her die. But Lieutenant Samantha Winters had no intention of giving them that satisfaction. If these were the galaxy's deadliest warriors, then it was time to show them what one human could do. For the next 3 days, Sam trained harder than she ever had before. Her muscles ached and her body was covered in bruises. Krell was not a gentle teacher. Faster, Krell growled as Sam dodged his attacks. Dracor will be twice as quick. Sam ducked under Krell's swing and rolled away. She was learning that her human size had one advantage. She was smaller and could move in ways the larger aliens couldn't. You won't overpower Dracor, Krell said. So don't try. Use your brain. It's the only real weapon humans have. When not training with Krell, Sam studied the arena itself. She noticed small details, how the ground changed in different sections, where the light hit hardest, spots where the walls were rough enough to climb. On the night before her first match, Sam made final adjustments to her gear. The arena supervisors had given her a simple armor suit and basic weapons. They didn't know she had spent years fixing broken equipment during her time in Earth's Defense Corps. She carefully loosened a panel in her arm guard and hid a small tool inside. She adjusted the weight in her boots to improve her balance. Small changes, but they might keep her alive. Clever, said a musical voice. Sam spun around to see Nyx, the energy being, floating at the entrance to her cell. How long have you been watching? Sam asked. Long enough, Nyx replied. Most fighters just accept their gear as it is. You're different. I'm just trying to survive, Sam said. Nyx moved closer, the blue energy of its body swirling. There's a betting pool on how long you'll last. The odds aren't in your favor. Good, Sam said. Then someone will lose a lot of money when I win. Nyx made a sound like distant bells. A laugh, Sam realized. I might place a small bet on you myself. After Nyx left, Sam couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Earth, about her team, who probably thought she was dead. About all the other humans who might end up here if she failed. Morning came too quickly. Guards arrived to take her to the preparation room. The walls were lined with weapons and armor, but Sam was only allowed to use what she had been given. Through a small window, she could see the arena filling with spectators, thousands of aliens all there to watch her fight, and die, most likely. A large screen showed footage of Dracor, her opponent. He was tall, with 4 muscular arms and gray skin covered in tribal markings. In the footage, he tore apart his previous opponent, some poor creature that looked like a bear with 6 legs. Impressive, isn't he? Director Vorzath said, suddenly beside her. He's killed 17 opponents. He'll make it quick if you're lucky. Sam said nothing. She wouldn't give him the satisfaction of seeing her fear. It's time, Vorzath said. Try to put on a good show before you die. Guards led Sam to an entrance gate. She could hear the crowd roaring as the announcer introduced Dracor. The gate began to rise. Sam took a deep breath. She had a plan. It wasn't much, but it was all she had. The bright lights of the arena hit her as she walked out. The crowd's noise changed to something like laughter when they saw her. A small human female against the mighty Drakor. Drakor stood at the other end of the arena, all four arms holding different weapons, a sword, a mace, a spear, and a curved blade Sam didn't recognize. "Begin," called the announcer. Drakor rushed forward with amazing speed. Sam barely had time to roll away as his spear stabbed the ground where she had stood. "Stand still, little human," Drakor growled. "I'll make it quick." "Where's the fun in that?" Sam replied, backing away. Drakor attacked again, but Sam had been watching how he moved. He favored his right side and had a slight delay between his upper and lower arm swings. Sam dodged, but not quickly enough. The edge of Drakor's sword caught her arm, slicing through her armor. Blood flowed from the cut, but Sam ignored the pain. The crowd cheered at the sight of her blood. Sam kept moving, leading Drakor across the arena. She had noticed that one section had looser soil, perfect for her plan. "Is this all humans can do?" Drakor taunted. "Run and bleed?" Sam reached the loose soil area and stopped running. She turned to face Drakor. "No," she said. "We can also think." Drakor laughed and charged at her. Just as he reached the loose soil, Sam threw herself forward, sliding between his legs and using the hidden tool from her arm guard to slash at the back of his knee. Drakor roared in pain and tried to turn, but his foot sank into the loose soil. He lost his balance for just a second, long enough for Sam to grab the spear he had dropped and drive it into his lower back. The crowd went silent in shock. Drakor wasn't dead, but he was badly injured. He turned, 3 weapons still in hand, rage in his eyes. "You will suffer for that," he snarled. Sam didn't waste breath on words. She moved like she had been trained, using Drakor's size against him. Every time he swung, she dodged and struck at his wounds. Blood, both hers and his, covered the arena floor. Sam was tiring, but so was Drakor. His movements were slower, his attacks less precise. When Drakor charged again, Sam was ready. She dropped to the ground at the last second, causing him to stumble over her. As he fell, she grabbed his own curved blade and with all her strength drove it into his chest. Drakor looked at her with surprise in his eyes as he fell. "Impossible," he whispered. The arena was completely silent. Then one alien began to cheer, then another, until the whole place was roaring with sound. Sam stood bleeding from a dozen wounds over the body of her fallen opponent. She looked up at Director Vorzath, who was watching with cold fury in his eyes. Medical drones flew into the arena to tend to her wounds. As they worked, sealing cuts and stopping bleeding, Sam noticed a small light blinking on one of them. The light formed a pattern, not random, but deliberate. When the drone injected her with medicine for pain, it slipped something into her hand. A tiny data chip. "The Resistance sends its regards," the drone whispered, so quietly Sam almost missed. "You're not alone." Sam carefully hid the chip as guards came to take her back to her cell. The crowd was still cheering, many of them having won money by betting against the odds. In her cell, when she was finally alone, Sam examined the data chip. It contained a simple message: "Win again. Contact coming after 3rd match. Humanity needs you." Someone was helping her, someone wanted her to succeed, but who and why? Sam lay back on her hard bed, her body aching despite the medical treatment. 1 match down, 6 to go, and somewhere in this massive arena complex, she had allies she didn't even know. Sleep came easier that night, despite the pain. Sam dreamed of Earth, of blue skies and green fields, and in her dreams, she was running home, not fighting for her life in a galaxy that wanted to see her die. News of Sam's victory spread quickly through the Crucible. Aliens who had ignored her now watched with curious eyes as she passed. Some nodded with respect. Others looked at her with hate, having lost bets on her death. "You've made enemies," Krell told her during training the next day. "And a few friends," Sam's body was still sore despite the medical treatment. "I don't need friends, I need to survive." "Your next opponent will be harder," Krell said. "The Mindweaver of Proxima." Sam had seen footage of the Mindweaver. It was a thin, pale creature with a large head and six-fingered hands. It could move objects with its mind, a power Sam had thought was just science fiction until now. "How do I fight something that can attack without touching me?" Sam asked. Krell tossed her a strange helmet. "This will block some of its power. Not all, but some. The rest is up to you." That night, Sam carefully examined the data chip she had received. She found a map of parts of the crucible that she hadn't seen before. One area was marked as unsafe for telepaths, information that might help against the Mindweaver. 3 days later, Sam faced her second opponent. The arena had been changed. Now there were tall pillars and platforms scattered around it. Good for hiding, but also good for being trapped. The Mindweaver floated into the arena, its feet never touching the ground. The crowd cheered as it raised its hands and several large rocks lifted into the air. "Begin!" the announcer called. Sam barely had time to duck as the first rock flew at her head. She rolled behind a pillar, thinking fast. The helmet Krell gave her blocked the Mindweaver from reading her thoughts or controlling her mind, but it didn't stop the creature from throwing things at her. Another rock smashed into the pillar, cracking it. Sam ran to the next one. She needed to get closer. But how? Then she remembered the map. There was a section of the arena that weakened telepathic powers. She just had to find it. Sam zigzagged between pillars as the Mindweaver sent object after object flying at her. She was looking for any sign. Different colored sand, strange markings, anything that might show the safe zone. There. A slightly darker patch of ground near the far corner. Sam ran for it, barely avoiding a large metal shard that the Mindweaver pulled from a pillar and sent spinning toward her. The moment Sam stepped onto the dark patch, she felt a change in the air. The Mindweaver screeched in pain and dropped to the ground. Its powers were weaker here, just as the map had said. Sam didn't waste the chance. She rushed forward, drawing her blade. The Mindweaver tried to push her back with its powers, but the force was much weaker now. The fight was quick and brutal. Without its full powers, the Mindweaver was physically weak. Sam won, but not without cost. A deep cut on her leg where one of the flying metal shards had caught her. As medical drones treated her wounds again, Sam caught another message slipped to her. 2 more matches. Then we meet. Her third match came sooner than expected, only 2 days later. Forzath was clearly angry about her victories and wanted to see her fall. "The Void Stalker," Krell told her grimly. "It can change shape. You'll never know where. It really is." This time, Sam had no special equipment to help her. The arena was set up as a maze with tall walls and many shadows where the Void Stalker could hide. The creature entered the arena looking like a tall, thin shadow with glowing red eyes. Then it melted into the ground and disappeared. Sam moved carefully through the maze, every sense alert. She had an idea, but it was risky. A movement to her left made her spin around, but nothing was there. Then she felt something cold touch her shoulder. She slashed with her knife but hit only air. The Void Stalker was playing with her. Sam reached into her boot where she had hidden a small pouch of sand from the arena floor. She had collected it after her second match, noticing how it sparkled strangely under the lights. She continued through the maze until she reached a dead end. "Perfect. Come on," she whispered. "I know you're there." The shadow formed behind her, thinking it had trapped her. As it reached for her, Sam spun around and threw the sand into the air. The sand stuck to the Void Stalker's body, showing its true shape even as it tried to blend with the shadows again. Now Sam could see it clearly, a tall, thin creature with long arms ending in sharp claws. The fight was hard. The Void Stalker was fast and strong. It slashed Sam's arm deeply, making her drop her weapon. But Sam had been in tight spots before. She used the maze walls to her advantage, leading the creature into narrow spaces where its larger size worked against it. In the end, Sam trapped it in a corner and finished the fight with her backup knife, hidden in her boot. The crowd went wild. No one had expected the human to win 3 matches in a row. The betting tables were in chaos. This time, as the medical drones worked on her more serious wounds, one of them spoke directly to her. "I am Dr. Alara," a soft voice said through the drone. "The Resistance has been watching you. After your next match, go to the maintenance shaft behind the training area. A friend will meet you there." Before Sam could ask questions, the drone moved away. Back in her cell, Sam found Nix waiting for her. "You continue to surprise everyone," Nix said. 3 victories. No human has ever done that before." "Why are you here?" Sam asked, too tired. "For games. To warn you," Nix said. "Vorzath is changing the rules. Your next opponent was supposed to be the Butcher of Barnard's Star. Now it's someone else." "Who?" Sam asked. Nix's energy form seemed to dim slightly. "Me." Sam stared at Nix in shock. "But why?" "I volunteered," Nix said quietly. "Better me than what Vorzath had planned. He wants to break you, Sam. He hates humans more than you know." "Why does he hate us so much?" Sam asked. "Ask your new friends in the Resistance," Nix said. "But be careful who you trust. Not everyone wants you to succeed." After Nix left, Sam sat on her bed thinking. 4 more matches to win her freedom and protect Earth. But now she had to fight the closest thing she had to a friend in this place. And somewhere in the Crucible, a resistance group was waiting to meet her. Who were they? What did they know about Vorzath's hatred of humans? Sam looked at the arena through her small cell window. Tomorrow she would face Nix in combat. Despite her exhaustion, she began to plan. She would find a way to win without killing the energy being. She had to. For the first time since arriving at the Crucible, Sam felt something beyond the will to survive. She felt hope. She wasn't alone anymore. The day of Sam's 4th match arrived too quickly. She had spent the night trying to think of a way to defeat Nix without killing the energy being. Normal weapons would pass right through Nix's body. How do you fight something made of pure energy? The arena was different today. The floor was covered in metal plates and tall metal poles stood around the space. Sam didn't understand the setup until she entered and felt the static electricity in the air. "Welcome to match 4, the announcer's voice boomed. "Our human champion faces the energy entity Nix. Will her winning streak end today?" The crowd roared as Nix floated into the arena. The blue energy of its body swirled faster than usual, showing its stress. "I'm sorry it came to this," Nix said quietly. "So am I," Sam replied. "But I have a plan. Trust me." "Begin," the announcer called. Nix immediately sent a bolt of energy toward Sam. She dodged just in time, feeling the heat as it passed. The bolt hit one of the metal poles, which absorbed the energy and began to glow. Sam ran between the poles as Nix sent bolt after bolt at her. Each time, Sam made sure the energy hit the poles, not her. Soon, half the poles in the arena were glowing bright red with absorbed energy. "What are you doing?" Nix asked, confused by Sam's strategy. Sam didn't answer. She continued her pattern, leading Nix to the center of the arena where the metal floor plates were smallest. When Nix sent another energy bolt, Sam didn't dodge. Instead, she fell to the ground, making it look like she had been hit. The crowd gasped. Nix moved closer, concerned. "Sam?" Nix whispered. In that moment, Sam jumped up and pressed a hidden switch in her boot against the floor plate. It completed a circuit. Suddenly, all the energy stored in the poles flowed through the metal floor. Nix screamed as its energy body was disrupted by the power surge. The being flickered and shrank, weakened but not destroyed. Sam walked toward Nix, drawing her knife for the final blow. The crowd went silent, waiting. Instead of striking, Sam knelt beside the weakened energy being. "Play dead," she whispered. "I'll make it look real." Sam brought her knife down hard into the floor next to Nix, using her body to block the view. Nix dimmed its light almost completely, appearing to fade away. "Victory to the human," the announcer called after a moment of silence. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some cheered, others booed. Sam had won, but the match had ended too quickly for those who wanted more violence. As medical drones checked Sam for injuries, one came close to her ear. "The maintenance shaft. 1 hour," it whispered. Back in her quarters, Sam cleaned up quickly. She found a loose panel in the back wall that led to a narrow passage, the maintenance shaft Nix had mentioned. The shaft was dark and dusty. Sam crawled through it until she reached a small room filled with cleaning equipment. Waiting there was a small alien with pale purple skin and large silver eyes. "I am Dr. Ilara," the alien said. "We don't have much time." "Who's we?" Sam asked. "The Resistance," Dr. Ilara replied. "We work against the guild from within. Nix is one of us, too." "Nix is alive?" Sam asked hopefully. Dr. Ilara nodded. "Yes, your trick worked. We've hidden Nix until it can recover." "Why are you helping me?" Sam asked. "Because Vorzath must be stopped," Dr. Ilara said. "His hatred of humans goes back 50 years when the first human champion nearly exposed the guild's illegal operations." "First human? There were others before me?" "Many," Dr. Ilara said sadly. "The most famous was Alan Bishop. He won all 7 matches 50 years ago. He should have earned Earth's protection for a century, but Vorzath cheated him." "What happened to him?" Sam asked. "That's what I need to tell you," Dr. Ilara said urgently. "No champion ever truly leaves the crucible. The final match is always rigged. Winners are mind-wiped and turned into guild enforcers." Sam felt cold. "So even if I win all 7, you'll never go home," Dr. Ilara finished. "Unless we stop this cycle. But there's more. Your final opponent, if you get that far, will be the Crimson Emperor, the guild's ultimate champion." "Who is he?" Sam asked. Dr. Ilara's silver eyes were sad. "The Crimson Emperor is Alan Bishop. Your final opponent will be a brainwashed human, the very man who should have saved Earth 50 years ago." Sam sat in shocked silence. Everything she had fought for was a lie. Even if she won, she would never be free. "Why tell me this now?" Sam finally asked. "Because your next match has been changed," Dr. Ilara said. "Instead of facing one opponent, you'll face 3 previous champions at once. Vorzath is breaking his own rules. He wants to end your story now before you become too popular." "3 at once?" Sam whispered. "How can I possibly win?" "You won't be alone," came a familiar voice. Krell stepped out of the shadows. "I will help you." "Krell? You're part of the Resistance too?" Sam asked in surprise. "For many years," Krell said. "My people were the first the guild targeted. I've been waiting for a champion with the skill and heart to help bring them down." "If you help me in the arena, they'll kill you," Sam said. Krell nodded. "Some fights are worth dying for." Dr. Ilara gave Sam a small device. "Hide this. After your next match, if you survive, use it to contact us. We're working on a plan to free all the captives, including the Crimson Emperor." "Meanwhile, on Earth, someone is looking for you," Dr. Ilara added. "Our sources say a human commander named Jack Holloway has tracked your disappearance to the edge of space. He's getting close." Sam felt a surge of hope. Jack was her mentor, the toughest soldier she knew. If anyone could find this place, it was him. As Sam returned to her cell, her mind was racing. 3 champions at once in her next match. A human waiting as her final opponent. A resistance planning a rebellion. For the first time, she realized this was about more than just her survival or even Earth's protection. It was about ending the guild's cruel games forever. That night, Sam dreamed of home. But when she woke, she was ready to fight. Not just for herself, but for every captive in the crucible and for the brainwashed human who waited at the end of her journey. The arena was packed fuller than ever before. Aliens from across the galaxy had come to see the human who had beaten 4 champions. Some came hoping to see her continue her amazing run. Others came to watch her die. Sam stood in the preparation room, checking her weapons one last time. Today she would face 3 champions at once. The Blade Dancer, the Mountain, and the Venom Queen. Each had been a champion in their own right. Together they seemed impossible to beat. "Remember the plan," Krell said quietly beside her. "The Resistance has weakened the Mountain's armor at the joints. Focus on the Blade Dancer first, she's the fastest." Sam nodded. "What about you?" If you help me, Forzath will know you're with the Resistance. My time in the Crucible ends today. One way or another, Krell said. The gates opened. Sam walked into the arena with her head high. The crowd roared at the sight of her. Across the arena stood her three opponents, the slim, six-armed blade dancer, the huge rock-like mountain, and the green-skinned Venom Queen with her poison-tipped weapons. Begin, the announcer called. All three charged at once. Sam rolled to the side, barely avoiding the blade dancer's first attack. The slim alien moved like water, her six arms each holding a different blade. Sam focused on defense, looking for an opening. The mountain was slower, each step shaking the ground. The Venom Queen hung back, looking for a chance to strike with her poisoned darts. Is this the great human champion? The blade dancer taunted as one of her blades cut Sam's arm. You don't seem so special to me. Sam didn't waste breath on words. She continued moving, leading her opponents in a careful dance around the arena. She needed to separate them, to break their coordinated attack. Suddenly, a roar came from the entrance gate. Krell burst into the arena, charging straight at the mountain. The crowd gasped in shock. Traitor, the announcer's voice boomed. Krell has broken the rules. Guards, seize him. But Krell was already engaged with the mountain, his powerful claws finding the weak points in the rock creature's armor. This was Sam's chance. With the mountain distracted, Sam focused on the blade dancer. She had noticed that despite having six arms, the alien favored her top right arm for the killing blow. Sam let the blade dancer push her back, pretending to tire. When the six-armed fighter raised her top right blade for a finishing strike, Sam dropped and swept the alien's legs. As the blade dancer fell, Sam drove her knife up through the alien's chest. One down. The Venom Queen saw her chance and fired a poisoned dart at Sam. It grazed her shoulder, instantly numbing her left arm. Sam knew she had minutes before the poison spread further. Across the arena, Krell was losing his fight with the mountain. The huge rock creature had him pinned, massive fists pounding down. Krell! Sam shouted. She ran toward them, dodging the Venom Queen's darts. The mountain saw her coming and turned. Sam slid between its legs and drove her blade into the back of its knee where Krell had weakened the armor. The giant creature howled and fell to one knee. Krell, bloody but still fighting, smiled at Sam. Finish it, he said. Together, they attacked the mountain from both sides. The huge champion couldn't defend against both at once. Sam found another weak spot in the armor and struck hard. The mountain fell with a crash that shook the arena. 2 down. But in that moment of victory, the Venom Queen struck. A dart hit Krell directly in the neck. He staggered, then fell, his body already turning gray from the fast-acting poison. No, Sam cried, rushing to his side. Win, Krell whispered with his last breath. Free them all. Rage filled Sam as she turned to face the Venom Queen. The poison in her own shoulder was spreading, making her movement slower. She had to end this quickly. The Venom Queen smiled, thinking victory was certain. She fired more darts, but Sam was ready. She used a piece of the mountain's broken armor as a shield, deflecting the poison weapons. Sam closed the distance between them. The Venom Queen drew a blade, coated in green poison. Their weapons clashed, each looking for an opening. The poison was making Sam weaker by the second. In desperation, she threw her knife. It missed the Venom Queen but hit a light fixture above, sending sparks and glass raining down. In that moment of distraction, Sam tackled the Venom Queen to the ground. They struggled, rolling across the arena floor. With her last strength, Sam grabbed the Venom Queen's own dart from her belt and drove it into the alien's neck. The Venom Queen's eyes widened in shock as her own poison entered her body. She went still. 3 down. Sam stood shakily, her body fighting the poison. The arena was completely silent. Then, slowly, the crowd began to cheer. They had just witnessed the greatest match in Crucible history. Medical drones rushed to Sam. Doctor, Elara personally administered the antidote to the poison. You did it, she whispered. Krell, Sam said weakly. He gave his life. His sacrifice will not be wasted. Dr. Ilara promised. The resistance is ready. Tonight we move against Vorzath. That night, as Sam recovered in the medical bay, alarms suddenly sounded throughout the crucible. The resistance had begun their attack. Led by Dr. Ilara and the recovered Nyx, fighters freed other captives and took control of key systems. Sam forced herself out of bed. She had to find the Crimson Emperor, Alan Bishop, the mind-wiped human who had been a prisoner for 50 years. She found him in Vorzath's private chambers, a tall man with white hair and empty eyes, standing guard over the director. "You're too late, human," Vorzath hissed. "Your friend here doesn't even know what he is anymore. He's mine, body and soul." "Alan," Sam said softly, ignoring Vorzath. "Alan Bishop, from Earth. Do you remember Earth?" The Crimson Emperor's face showed no emotion, but something flickered in his eyes. "Remember the blue sky," Sam continued. "The green grass. Remember who you are." "Kill her," Vorzath ordered. The Crimson Emperor moved towards Sam, his movements mechanical. Sam didn't draw her weapon. Instead, she showed him the Earth Defense Corps insignia from her boot. "This is home, Alan. This is what you fought for." The Emperor stopped, staring at the insignia. Slowly, his hand reached out to touch it. "Earth," he whispered, his voice rough from disuse. Vorzath scrambled to escape, but found Nyx blocking his path. "The resistance has won, Director," the energy being said. "Your games are over." Suddenly, new alarms sounded. Dr. Ilara's voice came over the communication system. "A ship has breached our outer defenses. It's from Earth." Commander Jack Holloway had found them. Hours later, Sam stood in the control room of the Crucible, watching as Resistance members freed all the captive fighters. On the main screen, she could see Jack's ship docking. Earth had finally discovered the truth about the missing fighters. Alan Bishop stood beside her, his eyes clearer now as his memories slowly returned. "Will we go home?" he asked. "Yes," Sam said. "We're going home." As Jack and his team entered the Crucible, Sam felt a weight lift from her shoulders. One human against the galaxy's deadliest warriors, and she had made it out alive. Not just alive, but victorious. She had freed not only herself, but all the captives of the Crucible. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would she.